Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emmerdale. Caleb flatlines as Joe's twisted kidney plot unfolds. Emmerdale's Caleb Milligan flatlines on the operating table next week as Joe Tate's shocking plan plays out. Caleb could lose his life as Joe's twisted scheme to secure a kidney transplant has shocking consequences. Viewers have recently seen the revelation that Joe is seriously ill with chronic kidney disease. As Caleb is a suitable match for a transplant, Joe has hatched an outrageous plan with Dark Crowley to steal his kidney without permission. Speaking about the storyline for the first time, Ned Portis, who plays Joe, told Digital Spy and other media, "Joe's in a bit of a sticky situation and he needs a kidney. He needs a kidney from someone who is related to him, which gives him the best chance of the operation working. So as Caleb is related to Joe, he needs that kidney. Joe will go to the end of the world to get what he wants, because what he wants right now is to save his own life. So what would you do to save your own life? Especially as someone like Joe values his life so highly. He would do anything, I'm pretty sure." Intense scenes next week. Joe puts the final stages of his plan into action. First up, Joe suddenly ends his affair with Dawn Fletcher, as Dark Crowley has advised him to get out of the village as soon as the operation is over. Next on Joe's agenda is to get Ross Barton out of the way, as the bad boy has vowed to spy on him as part of his new job as head of security at Home Farm. Ross clearly wasn't bluffing, as he boldly knocks on the car window while Joe is having another furtive meeting with Dark Crowley to discuss their game plan. Joe is furious but finds a sly way to fight back. Ross then receives a worrying phone call informing him that his brother Pete has been attacked. Putting his Home Farm games on hold, Ross rushes off to support his sibling. Ned continued, "We never really know what Joe has done to Pete. We haven't seen Pete for a long time. I think it's fair to say that Joe would do anything to save his own life. I'm sure he'll crack a few skulls, or some other people's skulls, to do whatever he needs to do." Later in the week, it's full steam ahead for Joe's scheme. He initially tries to drug Caleb via an accomplice called Gina, but the plan doesn't work. Joe then asks a second co-conspirator, Sean, to stab Caleb and steal his car. After the brutal attack, Joe whisks Caleb off to a private hospital, where Crowley is ready and waiting to perform the surgery. Taking up the story, Ned told us, currently Gina and Sean are pawns in Joe's chess game. "I believe that the way Joe sees these people are just characters in a game he's playing. As long as he can pay them to provide a service for him for his greater good, then that's all he sees." At the private hospital, Crowley is horrified as the extent of Joe's plans becomes clear for the first time. He protests that the stabbing wasn't what he signed up for, plus Caleb's injuries could be so severe that it's impossible to save him. Sure enough, the high-stakes operation reaches a critical point as Caleb flatlines. Under pressure, Crowley frantically attempts to save him and perform the transplant at the same time. What could possibly go wrong? Ned added, "I don't think Joe is a complete psychopath and without empathy. I think he would care if something bad were to happen, but I think he would also put his own life before Caleb's. I think he's willing to accept the consequences of a worst-case scenario, which is obviously sad to say, but in the mission of self-preservation, I'm sure he would do anything."